Hello and welcome to the United Devil channel with me, JB. I hope we're all doing really well in this late evening. If you are able to join me, that is absolutely fantastic. So tonight's show, watch along, nearly didn't happen, thanks to some personal things where my other half decided that she would go out tonight and basically not come back till really late, which is absolutely normal under normal times. But yeah, so I haven't even had time to. The teams haven't had time to do a lot of stuff, but we're here and we have made it. And I hope you are doing really well. Today's second pre-season game, United against West Ham today. I'm gonna, as we go through this, I'm gonna start to. I'll put the team across the board. So the team to play West Ham at the moment is Binder in goal, Yoro Delit, Dorgu apparently, but I think Heaven will play there. Ahmad, Ugarte, Dorgu, Mainu, Cunha, Fernandes, and Hoyland. Now, Mbeumo is not in the squad. Now, the best thing for me about this already is that Mbeumo's not in the squad because he's not up to fitness already. So the fact that we're in a pre-season game and the number 10, our main target, who we spent 7 weeks trying to sign, is not ready for 10 minutes today. So again, I don't want to start this off with negativity, but it just 100% just goes to show why you need your plays in for pre-season. And when we're looking at things like the striker, it just goes to show, doesn't it, that we sort of kind of need these plays in. So I hope we're all doing really well. Those of you who've never been here before, I'm JB. Welcome you here. What I always say here is get your opinions in. I am not one of those who's going to try and stop you from having your opinion, as long as we are respectful with each other. I'm not really bothered, really. So I'm just putting in the team before it starts. I don't mind if you take me away from the topic that it is. I think all opinions pretty much should be heard. Some of my favourite opinions are the ones where you don't necessarily agree, or we don't agree with each other. But as long as we are respectful of each other's views, I think that's probably the most important thing, because as I always say, we can learn from each other and each other's views. So I hope we're all doing really well tonight. I'd love to know where you are. If you're watching this in the States, if you're watching it over here like me, and you're up late, feel free to chuck in with the old chats. So looking at the team today, pretty much other than one player, it's the same team that started last year. So I sort of wonder how we're all feeling about this team, whether we're hoping for a miracle in this team. Tonight for me, I need to see starting to see this pattern of play. If you are watching United TV, you've already got them in the chat basically saying how this is this game doesn't really mean a lot, which I get it. But then at the same time, we do need to start seeing these patterns of play from the team. Also in the chat, let me know, checking this team as I go through it. Dorgu, Ahmad, Mainu, Heaven. I really like Heaven as well, by the way. I think he's absolutely fantastic. I think I've forgotten Heaven. I think Heaven is absolutely fantastic player. Cool. Right. Can now relax. Put that in. So the team should be going along the bottom of the screen. I don't think it is. No, it's not, is it? I'll have to sort that out again. Anyway, if you are live to this, then the team is Binder in goal, then Yoro, Delit, Dorgu. I think Heaven's going to play play there. So we've got Euro as right-sided centre back, Delict centre back, and Heaven as left-sided. Then Dorgu on the left, Mainu Ugarte down the middle, Ahmed on the right, Cunha, Fernandes and Højlund. And if you expected Mbeumo like I was, then you're sadly going to be disappointed, because Mbeumo is not playing and he's not going to be part of this preseason game, because lo and behold, we didn't get him in time, so he's not as far along as the others in the team. So that is where we are today. To know what you hear, I do normally have some notes about things to talk about, as I always do, but in my haste, I kind of left them to the side. So I'm going to have to think about some of the stuff that's been going on basically this week. So this week, if you want to get into the chat, if you saw the press conference before the game, yesterday, Amarin's comments, I'd love to know. Just get in the chat with that. Let me know how you feel about the things he said. Do you think he's towing the party line? Do you think that, what on the basis of this right now? So they've just come out here. Is that if this is the team for this season, and we've got one signing, so we've got one signing in, and the other signing is not fit enough to play. I just already I'm going to put that to the side. I'm going to watch this game. So I want to see a little bit more from this team. I want to see more. I'm hoping this is a kind of a bit more of a team that he's looking on playing. I want to see system, because if we are going to do something this season, we need to play a little bit more than Leeds. The stadium looks a little bit more packed. There are quite a few seats spare, to be fair, but I want to see this today. So we're back against West Ham. Big up to the Hammers fans. I do like the old Hammers fans. For reference, my parents used to live at Upton Park. My old bedroom used to look over Upton Park, and I could hear the old West Ham in the background. So I've got a little soft spot for West Ham, to be fair. So I'm spent most of my formative years around Upton Park in West Ham, so I kind of know that part well. Many years before they moved stadiums to Stratford. The buzz of the place, listening to the West Ham fans and all the other fans across the years, walking down the streets, like just absolutely fantastic. So I've got a lot of time for West Ham and the West Ham fans, and also where I live, predominantly most of those are West Ham fans as well. So I've got a soft spot for West Ham. Obviously not today, but again it is pre-season. So let's see how we do. So Fernandes is back in that number 10 role. We are playing in that new purple kit because we need to sell it. Somebody, I don't know who's coming on the pitch right now. I have no idea who that is, and if it's somebody famous. I have no idea who that is. If you're watching the game, I'd love to know who's there's some guy in jeans. Tyrone Tracy Jr. apparently. Apologies, I don't know who that is. So let's go. Oh, I don't know who's worse, Potter or Amarin right now. Binder in goal. I don't mind the goalkeeper top though. That does look alright. Binder for me is definitely not a second choice. I mean, he's definitely not for me. So preseason game, we do need to prefix this. Of course, we absolutely 100% do need to prefix this with. This is a preseason, and I want to know what you're expecting from the game. Let me know what you're expecting from the game. We're kicking off. I'm expecting to see better than against Leeds. So here we go. We've kicked off in this away kit. Surely every game is away. So is. So what I want to see this settling down, just to get this down, get this ball down, get some confidence in this team. Okay. West Ham have been told to press, and West Ham have pressed already. That's straight into the box by West Ham already. West Ham have been told to press. Cunha's won that back. Cunha's done really well there. Cunha's done really well. He's asked a lot of Højlund. Oh, Højlund's got the ball. Go on, Højlund. Go on, Højlund. Oh, Højlund. Wow. I'll tell you what, Højlund there showed a little bit of pace. Where did that come from? Cunha breaking up the play there. Absolutely fantastic. Fernandes' his ball was a little bit short, but Højlund's pace there was fantastic. Hit the post. He just cannot get that goal. But what a run and what a shot by Rasmus. What a counter attack already. West Ham are now on the break again. Again, there's nobody in that midfield, so that was a bit of a frantic start. I like that there, what Cunha did, that, and that's why Cunha is in this team, winning that ball back, getting that foot in, turning over that ball and getting. So West Ham have now come down that wing. He's kept that in. No. Souček thought he was gonna. Wow, so that was a frantic start. So West Ham got attacked down that side straight away, that Luke Shaw left-hand side. Obviously, he's not playing. And Cunha won that ball back there fantastically well. Got us set off. Fernandes, one pass through. Højlund showed some fantastic pace there. Wonderful pace, and was really unlucky not to score. So 51 seconds in there. Højlund, and it wasn't an easy chance, and I'm one of his biggest critics. That was a really good run. And Cunha again, he's a nuisance already. Okay, get this ball down. This ball's down. United are looking to a really good start. Dorgu's got it. United are getting this down. They're looking to move forward with this ball. So this is a much better start. This is a much better, much confident start. Obviously, they've been told to get this ball back, recycle this ball. Dorgu again, I thought he was one of the best players against Leeds, and he's looking to get forward. And this is what I wanted to see. He's looking quite good there. It's really well done. So Fernandes now has a. Let's see if we can cross this in from the left-hand side. Go on, Fernandes. Let's see what they've worked on. It's a good ball over the top. Yeah, easy peasy. Heaven's been brought down. Penalty. Wonderful. So the keeper has had an absolute howler there. Brought down Heaven. Heaven's come in. He's been caught on the back of his Achilles. I hope he's all right. But penalty there. All thanks to Aiden Heaven's work there. Keeper clumsy. There was nobody around that keeper. Yeah, no. He just fell over onto Hayden's leg, who went down like he was shot. Let's hope he's all right. I want him to get back up again. Let's see if he. Ariola just looks like a completely different keeper. So Fernandes with the penalty. Let's see if we can get a goal here. Go on, Fernandes. Come on, Fernandes. Right, let's see. Pressure. See if he can redeem. Go on, Fernandes. Goal. Yes, easy. Well done. Fantastic. 1-0. Well, 1-0. Fantastic. So far, I this is a much better start. Keeper did come from a goalkeeper error, so let's not pretend that, but you can only put it away. Decent ball into the box. Keeper absolutely fumbled it, decides to basically take out Heaven, and Fernandes scores easy penalty. So 1-0 to United, which is fantastic. I really need to try and get some scores up here. Well done, fantastic. Amazing. 1-0 to United. Bruno Fernandes. See if I can get something. See if I can get something going here. Here we go. Let's get that go. So we can get some scores up for you. Much better there. Apps much better. Fernandes, you know, whatever you think about him this season, and I've been a critic of his this season, he's going to get my support this season. I think he needs support. I really want him to do well, and let's see how he continues. Much better. So if you are watching this with me, thank you so much. Feel free to get into the chat. I'd love to know your comments. I'd love to know your thoughts about the game so far. Any comments you've got about press conference, about transfers, we can talk a little bit about that if you want to. Kind of where we are. People like Anthony, options now going to potentially going to Saudi. What we'll think about that is quite clearly now that we're not going to get a striker until Garnacho is sold, and he's hoping for a move to Chelsea. So we're pretty much bound here. Bowen's done really well with that there. Souček's done extremely well as well. Great tackle, good tackle. Ahmad's come back. Souček's got the ball again. Great ball in. Bowen did that was all right. Just Palms are back into danger though. Okay, West Ham are coming forward now. Down our left-hand side. That's it. Aguer's got the ball for West Ham. Nice. Okay. Nice and calm. Easy does it. Easy does it. Nice and easy. Cunha there has to do better with that ball there. Right hand side, Masaka down that side. All shuffled out by Dorgu. Well done. Cunha there got his pocket picked. He was a little bit lackluster there, but he's done all right there. Wan-Bissaka on the ball now. Well done. Well done to Dorgu there on that side. Just eased Bissaka out, shot him down the line. Done really well. Let's see if we can get some scores up. Let's do. United definitely do look a lot more comfortable on the ball. I don't know if they've been working on that. They do look a little bit fitter, a little bit faster already. So, yeah, I'm happy with that already. They just look so much better. There's a big season for Amarin on the touchline there, just looking like he's feeling every part of this game. Dorgu there needed to let that ball bounce there as well. You just need to get this ball down. Need to get to them men. Wan-Bissaka's done really well there. Nice 1-2 there. Good tackle by Dorgu. Heaven's come out with the ball. Clearly trying to get the ball between the lines to Rasmus, who's going to pester this goalkeeper. He's done well there. Pestering that keeper. trying to get him to make a mistake. All right, let's get that. Okay. So for those of you who have joined, I don't know whether you know the team. I do have the team up. So Binder in goal, Euro, Delit, Heaven, Dorgu. We have Ahmad, Ugarte, Mainu, I can't say right now. I've really noticed him doing much. Cunha, Fernandes, and Højlund. There was a penalty. West Ham keeper basically bundled over Heaven in the box after a nothing free kick, and Fernandes scored a penalty. West Ham are coming forward again. Lenny, oh, I was a bit, yeah. Heaven was a little bit clumsy there with that, but Heaven took his eye off the ball just a tiny bit there and to put that out for corner. It's still a bit pinging around there in the box. They still don't look they don't look comfortable as such. West Ham's taking this quickly. Good block there. Cunha's there again. Fernandes straight back out there. And then Fernandes gives that ball away in a position where he should not be giving that ball away. He needs to just put it down. He just needs to keep that ball. Let's have a look. See if we can get something on the image. Browse. Here we go, transitions. Here we go. So we've got some scores up now as well. So United 1-0 against West Ham thanks to a penalty by Fernandes after a clumsy take. Or Heaven needs to be careful there. Wan-Bissaka's on that. Wan-Bissaka does look quite good actually. I think he'd do quite well in this system. Oh, that's a great ball by Rasmus. Go on, Cunha. That's it. Cunha's going to put it into Dorgu, Rasmus. Oh, they're trying to find Raz. Dorgu is in a much better position there. Much. It's with Ahmad. Fernandes back into the box. No. Well, Fernandes. Oh, Fernandes, just keep your foot on the ball. Really good little flick there by Rasmus. Rasmus shows some really good touches. Cunha is looking good. Yeah. West Ham come away with the ball. There's Mainu and Ugarte. We're not pressing enough. Rasmus already looks tired. We need to press. Go on, Rasmus. Press. Much better. Cunha's there again. Cunha's there again. Closing down. Cunha's closed down and won a... He's won a throw-in. That was a little bit not great, that throw-in there. Yeah, if you are watching or this is the first time here, then feel free to jump in the chat. Let me know if you're watching the game. Let me know what you think so far. We've got Fernandes has scored a penalty. The team at the moment is Binder, Yoro, Delit, Heaven, Ahmad, Ugarte, Mainu, Dorgu, Fernandes, Cunha in the number 10s, and Højlund. And Burmo's not playing because, surprise, Burmo is not fit. So we spent 8 weeks trying to sign a player who's not fit. So Dorgu goes down on the edge of the area, and they've gone from a corner. Let's have a look at this. Dog has come in really well there. I think that's a good tackle. Tadibo, I'm not too convinced on him actually. I mean, when Ineos came in, obviously he was the one that touted about, but I don't think he's been all that. To be honest, I think we dodged a bullet there. Some really good pressing, good pressing. Ugate's done well there. United are pressing hard with Rasmus. Go on, Rasmus. Oh, Rasmus. Go on, Rasmus. Oh, Rasmus. Oh, Rasmus. You, mate. Ugate's done really well there. Rasmus just poor pass. But Rasmus, you need to hit that, mate. You can't. Oh, Rasmus just, he needed to get that on target. At least that's absolutely. Oh, Rasmus Højlund, you're not going to be doing yourself any favours, mate. You need to be calming that down. He needs to be sticking those away. I mean, West Ham on attack's gone out for a due for West Ham. Well defended by De Ligt there. Come on, De Ligt. So United are looking to force them out now. Ugarte is obviously being told that the first man. That's nice and controlled by Dorgu. United are now on the attack. Heaven to Kobe Mainu. That's a great ball by Yoro. That's a great ball to Fernandes. Oh, that was a Lenny Yoro. Absolute fantastic ball there, and really unlucky. And it was like a 60-yard ball straight through. Fernandes just unlucky. Wan-Bissaka Road, Spider-Man there, put Fernandes off. But that was a really good pass there by Lenny Yoro. Fantastic player, absolute brilliant. I have to say this is a much positive start. I have to be totally fair to United here. This is a much positive start. It's all United. Dorgu's got the ball, put it across. Cunha, go on Cunha. Cunha's trying to set something up. Go on Cunha. Nice. Much better. But there's no runs in the box though. They're almost looking to sort of play it around that box, and there's no movement in the box just yet. Cunha so far has been, you can see what sort of player he is. Cunha's been great already. Dorgu, again, I think he's been great as well. Rasmus has been good. Nice. They've won that ball again. Ugate's done really well. Rasmus to Dorgu. Dorgu's gone back. Ugarte. Nice simple pass. That's it. Fantastic. Fernandes. Great ball to Rasmus down the line. Using that pace. Rasmus. The problem is they're asking Højlund to run down that channel, which is fine, but he's running across goal, but there's nobody then running across him to get back into the box. So he's going to run into the corner, but there's no one in the box. So I'm personally not a massive fan of that run, but it is what it is. So United currently winning 1-0 against West Ham. They're playing, I'd say this is the best so far out of the two games. This is the different team against Leeds. They definitely look more at it. Cunha does look fantastic. Mbeumo's not playing because he's not fit enough to play, even though we spent 71 mil, 65 mil and 7 weeks. That's a great Aiden Heaven there. Had him on toast. Dorgu's done really. Oh, Dorgu's done fantastic there. Well done, Mainu. Oh, great ball. Unlucky. Mainu did really well there. Was pushed on the floor in between two players, picked up the ball and ran through them both. That's exactly what I want to see from him. It's exactly what I want to see from Mainu. This is much, much better now. 20 minutes played. United are winning 1-0 thanks to Bruno Fernandes. After West Ham keeper basically decided to completely miss the ball. Well, he got the ball, fumbled it, and decided to take out Heaven. Penalty to Fernandes, who absolutely put it away really easy. United now pressurising West Ham. They've won the ball back again, recycled it, turned it round. Fernandes, nice little ball over the top to Dorgu to Mainu, ball into the box. Fernandes, nice idea. That's much, much better. Much, much better. West Ham are coming away with the ball down the middle. Nice. Ahmad's been a bit quiet. They've tended not to go down the right hand side much. United's attacks have either come through the middle or come through the left hand side through Dorgu. Ball over the top to Bowen, who's offside. No, Bowen is offside. So far, I'd love to know in chat what we think about the striker situation. Do you think we still need a striker? If you're in the chat and you're giving this a watch, give us a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. If you stay for a minute or two, absolutely fantastic. So thank you so much for being here. As I said, I'm JB, if you want to get into the chat, I'll try not to. I try not to block people. Unless I have to. No, I like to get your opinions in here. I am not, just because I have my opinions doesn't mean that we can't agree to. We don't have to agree, do we? One of the things that I do like, and I think is important, as long as we all are all respectful of each other's opinions, is that the more different opinions, the better. I love that. I love to engage and learn things all the time. This chat here is some of the best chat I think on any fan-based, this is where to come for the chats. I mean, it's just fantastic, and I feel very fortunate to be here. So there's a drinks break now. So Binder, I don't know what we all think about that. I mean, for me, he's been alright. He's not really had a lot to do. With Onana on the horizon coming back, he should be fit for the West Ham game. He's not for me. I do hope that we go for a Lemens. There's talk out that we are in negotiation with Emi Martinez, trying to get him on loan. We're still keen on him, but not at that price. And it's quite clear now that we are looking to sell to buy. That's quite clear now. I think the big one that's going to shift us and kind of push us through is the Garnacho stuff. If that goes through, Garnacho wants to move to Chelsea, and I don't know. I don't think that's the right move for him to try to get into that team with Pedro. They're linked to Simons. They've got Palmer. I just don't see how. I get he's trying to get the best that he can, but for me that's not a move for him. I think Aston Villa, I think it's a World Cup year. And then going back to what Amarin basically said as well about, if these players are not sold at the right price, I do think it's United trying to set out their stall and they're trying to posture to other clubs. Of course they are, but it is a World Cup here, and I just can't see any of those players basically staying, because obviously they want to play in the World Cup, and they need to go. So I just do wonder what Garnacho is going to bring in, whether that's a loan or sort of swap loan, or whether it's a straight buy from another club. So we'll see on that one. So we've kicked off again. So there was a drinks break. West Ham have come away with the ball. Garte and Fernandes. You can see what the two number 10s are trying to do. Cunha is a nuisance. He's an absolute nuisance. Fernandes, Cunha, I've obviously been told to. I don't quite know what Mainu's doing there. Oh, Euro, that's a lovely touch. Lovely touch. Get the ball down. Ugarte. He's been very strong, Ugarte, today. Calming, strong. That was a nice little block there. Euro back to De Ligt. De Ligt's looking, prizing that way forward. That was a terrible ball by De Ligt. Too far, too heavy. Ahmed would chase a ball, but he's not going to chase that. Ahmed would literally chase anything, but he's not going to chase that. Cunha and Fernandes are chasing in packs. So those front three are clearly being told to press. So Højlund's pressing, Fernandes is pressing, Cunha is in that press as well. So those three have always been tasked to move around and to press that back three. Mainly set in there as well. Mainly at the minute it's quite ineffective. Here we go. 1-0 to United. If you've just joined, then one back there by Cunha again. Absolute. A ball just sticks to his foot. Really good. To Mainoo, Ugarte. Heaven's got the ball. Heaven's gone back. De Ligt. So West Ham are back in shape now, so they're going to have to start again. De Ligt with that ball. Euro's worked it all the way back. So West Ham have done quite well there to get back into shape. I don't know what Ahmed was doing there. Ahmed's got the ball. It's gone backwards. United look more comfortable with the ball. They've definitely had a lot more of this ball. A lot more comfortable. Probing again. Another misplaced pass by Fernandes. It's another little... Ugarte's done really well there. Great ball. Go on, Cunha. West Ham that have it in their own half. They're trying to work something. They're trying to find some holes, and they've gone all the way back to Areola, who looks like a completely different keeper, by the way. It's completely different. Going to Wan-Bissaka. Dorgu's gone out to him. Mainoo, Dorgu. Suchek's come away with it. That's a great ball. It's a great ball through that. Oh, nice. Well done. Ahmed's done well there. Unlucky there, but Fulkirk. Nice little ball there. So Ahmed looks like he's definitely playing that. He's definitely playing a wing back. He's not playing it in that number 10. He's definitely playing that wing back. Now, I'm not sure if he's strong enough for that wing back position. He's a little bit light. Great by Ugarte. Ugarte's done really well with that. Cunha, Fernandes, Heaven. That's it. They're on the break with Cunha. Go on, Cunha. Cunha's into that space. Great ball to Fernandes. They're all going forward now. Euro, Ahmad. Go on, Ahmad. Fernandes back. And Fernandes has a shot. Of course he does. Oh, for God's sake. Fernandes has that. Instead of keeping that ball down, this is what's going to frustrate the hell out of me this season, is I understand he wants a pot shot, but they've worked that ball so well, got forward so well, and Fernandes does what he always does and has that shot from there. Get that ball down. This is exactly what I'm saying. Is as much as this is a pre-season, you've done all that hard work, you've got that ball, and then Fernandes decides to do that. It's frustrating, frustrates me every time. Bruno Fernandes is so frustrating. Did all Cunha, all hard work. Ahmad, Cunha, fantastic, fantastic, and then all goes to waste because Fernandes decides to have a shot. Well, so they've got back now. Ugarte's clears up again. Heaven looks fun. Go on, Mainu. Ugarte's coming away with it. Looking for options. Back to Mainu. Delit to Yoro. Mainu. Ahmad. To West Ham now trying to go on. Yoro. Oh, Yoro. Oh, Yoro. Well done, Yoro. Go on, Yoro. Well, so he's basically got booked for. I think it's harsh. It's a pre-season game, so he's picked up the ball, wouldn't give the ball back, and he's got a card for that. I mean, so petty, absolute petty. Petty. I don't understand. There's no malice in the match, and you're giving cards for things like that. What a prat! Already, what an absolute prat. Anyway, so Yoro's got the ball, far side throw. Get that forward. Rasmus is forward. Who's up front? Good ball. Wan-Bissaka's now come at it down our left-hand side. It's going to get the ball in. Be in there. Suchek, get it out. Get it out. Get it out. Be in there. That's fine. Ward-Prowse with a little bit of an opportunity. Dorgu getting caught out by Wan-Bissaka now. Wan-Bissaka, don't get me wrong, he's good, but if you're talking about another right back in the league, then he's going to be a little bit of issue there. So Dorgu was caught out a little bit there. Still in a pretty decent game. Fernandes kicking. Let's see where this goes. To Rasmus, obviously playing on that last man. Go on, Ugarte. I have to say, I think he's been pretty good, actually. He's mopping that up. He's steady. He's in there. He's been quite strong. Obviously, this is pre-season, but Ugarte is actually having quite a good performance already. Mainu, I don't know where Mainu is right now. I don't know what Mainu is actually doing. That's a typical Fernandes performance. So it's quite clear what's happening is that those front three, well done Cunha. Cunha really pressurizes. So Cunha, obviously we bought him for him to press, and he does that so well. He does that so well. So you've got, it looks like it's going to be the front three or an interchangeable front three. Obviously Rasmus is the striker, but you know it's that interchangeable front three. Now we've got this ball back. Mainu's got this ball. Great pass to Fernandes. Yoro's come forward. Back to Fernandes. Back to Mainu. Mainu to Fernandes. To Ugarte. Cunha around the corner. Little ball there by Cunha. Misplaced pass by Cunha. But he's won that ball back again. Oh, Cunha. So Cunha's lost that ball, won the ball back, and won a corner. Gave a little bad pass, then followed up that ball, run between 3 players, and's got a corner. Cunha wins it. This is what we need. Cunha is that player as what we need. Absolutely fantastic already. So it's corner by Fernandes. Gonna cross it in. Ball's in. And it's a... Oh, that should have been a goal. Just wide by Lenny Yoro. No. Was it Mainu? That's unlucky. Lenny Yoro, I think. Yoro. Oh, should have been two. Great corner. Yoro running up just a little bit too wide. United are pressurising again. Doggy's got the ball down. Lots of talking. Ugarte is having a good game so far. He's talking, calming that team down, moving. Heavens put that ball forward. Rasmus Haaland just trying to be a pest. Throw in on the left hand side with Dorgu. And good ball to Fernandes, who's got the ball. He's one throwing on the left hand side. We're done Fernandes. Is Dorgu going to take it? Yeah. Come on. Get this over. Just get it in the box. Just chuck this ball. I just want to see these throw-ins like an old school Premier League throw-in, long throw into the box like a Delap, I think it was. I used to love a bit of those throw-ins. The Stoke boys. Ugarte's got the ball again. Nice and steady by Ugarte today. Then we're coming down. Then we switched over. Yoro. Mainu. Ugarte. Oh, Ugarte. Oh my. Oh wow. What a offside. But Ugarte, fantastic. Unlucky. Should have been 2. An absolute fantastic. So Mainu, a little bad pass. Ugarte picks it up, puts it through one of the West Ham midfielders' legs, puts a lovely little ball through, and Ahmed with the first time finish. What an absolute beautiful goal. But not a goal, but really, really good. That is what I want to see. Much better. Unlucky. So Wayne, Bruno scored penalty, and literally we've just had one chalked off. It was an absolute beautiful move. Mainu loses the ball. Ugarte picks it up, sticks it through to midfielder's legs. A little ball through to Ahmed, who was offside. And it wasn't a goal, but much better. Much better. Bruno scored a penalty, so West Ham goalkeeper basically fumbled the ball and then decided to take Ian Heaven out. So Hayden out and give away a penalty. To be honest with you, United so far have been much better than against Leeds. But this was, if they played like this against Leeds, then would definitely win. Ugarte's been brilliant. Cunha's been exceptional. Haaland should have scored. Dorgu's got the ball. Go on, Dorgu. Nice. That's much. And then Fernandes does a... Go on, Ahmad. Much better. Much better performance. I don't know what West Ham have been doing, but United do look much better. But this is pre-season. but it's definitely what I wanted to see. Fernandes a Travella there, but don't know who that was to. Fernandes has been a typical Fernandes. Some good stuff, some okay stuff. Still shooting from 20, 25 yards out. After a load of hard work, he still wants to do that superstar shot there. But I've been actually really impressed by the recycling of the ball, by the pressing so far. Ugarte's really impressed me, actually. I think he's been really good there in that sort of number 6 role. Still a little bit concerned down this left hand side with Dorgu. Wan-Bissaka again. He's got the bit of Dorgu. Good defending there. Well done. Matthijs de Ligt. That was a good defensive play there. Wan-Bissaka looks good, I have to say. I'm not disappointed that he's gone, but that was really good there. Wan-Bissaka's done really, really well there. No worries, Wayne. It's a corner. So it's that West Ham right hand side. It's a good cross by West Ham. Souček. Oh, Matthijs de Ligt again. He's there. He's starting to look better now as well. So that was much better. But again, it's that the Dorgu side that they're coming down that side. The Aiden Heaven and the Dorgu side. I think that left hand side might be a problem for us this season, but. I have to say, this has been a much better half. I've actually enjoyed this half. Not perfect by any means, but definitely much better. Much better. Still down this left hand side. Heaven's done well there, but everything's coming down our left hand side. The West Ham. The right hand side, Wan-Bissaka's still got the ball. He's been left to run the ball. Ugarte. Tadebo's got the ball. To Bowen. Tadebo. That's good by West Ham. That's Bowen. That's really good by West Ham. Bowen's got around the back. He's done really. Oh, de Ligt again. It's down that Heaven side, down the Dorgu side. That for me is that Luke Shaw side. I'm not saying it's him today, but it is that left hand side, and we need to figure that one out quick. All the joy's been coming down that side, the Dorgu side and the Heaven side. Ward-Prowse corner, great, and it. Oh, how West Ham didn't score that. Binder was lucky. Souček should have easily have scored that. Oh. So West Ham come back into it then. And West Ham have had not been too bad. Euro to Ugarte. Just need to keep this ball. Get a little bit more confidence on this ball. Keep this ball down. So de Ligt's got the ball. Euro. Ugarte. Ahmad, nice. Such a good mover. Cunha. Cunha, he does this little spin. He drops his left shoulder and then absolutely just destroys the two West Ham centre midfielders. Back again to Rasmus. What's Rasmus going to do? This 3-round him, this 4-round him, this 3-round him, this 4-round him. He's done well there. He's done really well with that. He's done really well. Ugarte to Fernandes. Ugarte. What's Fernandes going to do here? Just keep the ball down. Good pass to Mainu. Back to Heaven. Mainu. Heaven. Dorgu. Back to Heaven. Yes, West Ham have got back there. They look comfortable on the ball. They're not being pressed too much. That's unlucky. So they're clearly trying to get this ball over to Rasmus to use his pace. But again, ball's not to feet. Amarin is getting annoyed. Nice pressing. The pressing's kind of slightly decreased. Obviously, it's pre-season and they're going to get tired. But Man United have definitely been the better team in this pre-season game so far against West Ham. Fernandes scored the first goal, the goal of the game, penalty, thanks to a West Ham keeper error. And I'd probably say they've probably been the better side. West Ham have showed a glimpse or two trying to get into the box. They've had probably their best chance, but again, not particularly great by West Ham. I think first half impressed Cunha. Ugarte, I think, has been impressive. De Ligt looks again quite good. Everyone else kind of pretty much expecting the odd little error here and there. Ahmad looks lively whenever they've got the ball to Ahmad. He looks pretty good. A couple of mistakes here and there, but it is a pre-season game, so this is much better. This is I'm still not sure about striker situation because but West Ham now come back into great tackle by Yoro, great challenge by Yoro. Ahmad's come away with the ball to Ugarte. Mainu's got this ball. They need to do something with it. Back here to Cunha. Mainu's got the ball back. Ahmad's got the ball back. Ugarte. Yoro's now taking it back. De Ligt's going to go down the left-hand side. To Heaven. Great ball by Heaven. Go on, Dorgu. Go on, Dorgu. Oh. Todibo is just... I'm so glad we didn't get him. So Dorgu's just absolutely blitzed him again. He's been really... He's been good down this left-hand side going forward. Not too sure about him going backwards, but another free kick for Fernandes just outside the box down the left-hand side. See if we can round this off with a goal. Let's see if we can get this in. Just waiting for this now. Just don't shoot, Fernandes. Ahmad with a shot. Nice try. See, it was a free kick along the floor. Ahmad hit it, but it smacked the ball. So at the break, Man United 1, West Ham 0. Bruno Fernandes scored a penalty after Areola decided to fumble the ball. It was a complete fumble and took out Aiden Heaven. So much better. The commentators are saying it's a performance they can be really happy with. It's not bad. So far, so good. I think it's much better. And those of you hoping to see Mbeumo, that's not happening. He's not here tonight. Mbeumo, for me, just goes to show the importance of a pre-season. We spent 7 weeks chasing this guy, and he's not going to play. He'll play in the next game, I think, but he's behind them. So it just really goes to show again, and I'm going to try and keep this away from negativity too much. I think there's a load of things that we could all say about the window. So can briefly talk about the window so far, and I guess today's event. So I think I did have a list, but I left it inside because I nearly didn't do the stream for outside factors. So far, it looks like in terms of a striker, judging by that today, if we don't get a striker in, I think Amorim is going to persist with this Rasmus, whatever it is. I think even if Rasmus does stay, we need another striker in there. I think that's obvious. We need something different to him. Rasmus started off well. He's definitely got pace, but he hasn't got the pace to trouble defenders with pace. It's pre-season, so he could be a little bit along in pre-season, so he could be quicker. But going into Chief Herb is on. How we doing? I like Sabrina needs to work with his passes. Chief, I agree with you completely. Fernandes just looked. Fernandes frustrates me. I'm trying to be positive, but he's showing the same Fernandes as he did. That shot from 25 yards out where they're working the ball, they've done really, really well. The team has worked that ball. It comes back to him, and his first thought is to shoot. And we can't have that this season. I think Kobe, Dorgu, and Heaven have been pretty. Yeah, agree. I do. Again, a couple of times West Ham have come down that left-hand side of ours. But again, it is pre-season, and all in all, I think Heaven and Dorgu together look pretty good. It does worry me slightly about that left-hand side, but again, it's pre-season, and they are dealing with Wan-Bissaka, who for whatever you think of him, is a proven league player. He's good. And Bowen on his day can talk to people, so I think they're doing right. Kobe again, Kobe's grown into the game. I think Ugarte's been brilliant. I think Ugarte is probably one of the best performances so far I've seen him play in that sort of number 6 sort of holding role. Or everything's coming through him. He looks strong. He looks to get, he looks comfortable on the ball. That pass for the offside goal. That was fantastic. So Ugarte for me looks good. Ahmed, when he gets the ball, looks lively. They're not getting the ball enough to him. I'll come back to the Fernandes thing as well. So Bruno, but he's trying too hard. The pick me girl type vibe. Yeah. He's almost the one who's, and I need to be careful what I say here. But yeah, it's true. He's almost that. He's that kind of girl or boy. A girl who's got everything out, or the boy who wants to get his 6-pack out, and they're like, look at me, trying too hard. When all they've got to do, they've got all the talent and they've got all the skills to pay the bills, but all they need to do is they just need to use their skills in a different way. As for Højlund, I've got nothing to say. Højlund in the first 51 seconds was pretty good, but other than that, it's almost like up front we are blunted. I don't know what we're doing up front still, because there was a point where Fernandes was passing down the flank. Højlund was running down the flank, but nobody was making a run beyond him. So I don't understand what that run is, or what Højlund is trying to do there, and I don't know if he's been told to do that. And Højlund's shot, I mean, Højlund looks lively, but there's something missing about him. He looks better, but again, he looks like he's trying far too hard. But again, it is pre-season and they still got time. But Fernandes, for me, looks like he's picked up where he left off last season. He just needs to keep the ball down, and he's still trying to do these flicks and these like Travella things and just keep the ball down. Like for me, Ugarte, I think he's been brilliant. I think he's kept that ball nice and simple. He's got that ball in his space, and he's owning that space. So when he's got the ball a couple of times with his back to the midfield players. He's shielded them off to get that little space back, and he's got the ball, and he's been really clever with it. He's recycled it well. He's used it really well, and he's doing those really simple things in those spaces, just to push you up that pitch. And I've been really impressed by him so far. Ahmad's looked lively when he's got the ball. Cunha's been brilliant. I think Cunha's been Cunha, Ugarte for me has been brilliant. I think Yoro as well. He just looks easy on the ball. Unlike our ex-boys Scholesy, Carrick, Pogba, keep it simple. It's all about the brain. Yes, it is. Bruno has got to take notes. I agree with you. Bruno can't take notes, mate. I think sadly with Fernandes, he's of an age now where imagine Bruno in that number 10 position, right? So we've got Mainu. I think he's growing into the game. Mainu, I think he's mainly trying to be that box to box. Maybe not quite box, but kind of that sort of... I think he's got that like alleyway, that whole up and down just to get from... Maybe not in the box, but get to that outside of the D, right? Ugarte's clearly sitting there, mopping up, going forward and moving back whenever we move forward or back as a team. But you've got to be disciplined. And Ugarte's discipline today, I think, has been good. Some of Mainu's stuff today, again, you start to see Mainu with those little touches, he's got the ball. There was that point when Mainu was on the floor with those two players, and he gets up and he takes the ball with him as well. So Mainu, I imagine Bruno in one of those two roles there. So imagine the indiscipline of Fernandes in that role today. And that's my worry. I'd rather Bruno being disciplined in that number 10, chasing around in that number 10 where he can't hurt us as much. Whereas if he's in the Mainu role that he's playing, that box to box kind of trying to be strong role, Fernandes, we're going to get absolutely hammered there. Mainu magnets, 4 plays around him and keeps the ball. Kid is so calm, like how, yeah, again. But again, Chief, I don't want to get over egg the pudding. You know, yes, I think he's been good today. He's really good with the ball at his feet. And I think Amarin said it the best. He's so good. You've got to get the ball to Mainu's feet. And once he's got that ball, you're right. His control is so good with that ball in and like around his feet. He sucks players in, but he's so good at keeping that ball, and he's strong as well. And this is where I'm interested to see what we're going to do with him. Are we going to try to make him that box to box? I'm going to say this now. I would much rather him there than Fernandes. I'd much rather Mainu give him that shot in that role there than Fernandes. But we all know Fernandes is going to play. So depending on what the plan is with the 2 number 10s and the striker, where does Mbeumo fit into this as well? Is he gonna fit into? Is he gonna be a left wing back, a wing back? You just don't know. So Danny B says, "Good first half, pal. How you doing, mate? Nice to have you here, buddy." Danny B, much better, much better. Yeah, Mainu needs to be that 10. Mainu needs to be in that team. Again, pre-season, I don't want to, just like I didn't want to get overboard on that we were bad against Leeds and it was the first game. I also don't want to be on the other side and say, oh, you know, this is a fantastic team. You know, West Ham, we don't know how they're trained, but so far so good. I think it's really what I wanted to see was some sort of patterns of play, some sort of strategy in there. I'm still confused about the number 10s, right? I'm confused, right, with what we're doing with the striker because Rasmus is definitely not it. We're either trying to get ball to feet for Cunha and Fernandes, but we're not looking to get the ball in the box. or we're trying to put balls over the top for Rasmus. I don't know. Ugarte, Heaven, Yoro, Cunha did it. Were all solid. Yeah, agreed. I think Ugarte's been brilliant. That little jig that he did. There were two parts for me that I thought were fantastic. Mainly when he was on the floor and basically went round like 4 people and then got the ball. And then Ugarte, when it was offside goal, but he recycled the ball back and then put it through to West Ham players' legs, and then put that little through ball. Those two for me, I think have been great. Cunha as well. Euro, yeah, Cunha, Dorgu, solid. Delict as well. Manu as well, yeah. We don't want to jinx it, but I'm impressed so far. Yeah, Premier League team during pre-season is perfect. Chief Ab, I agreed. This is much better. I think we have to praise. You know, I absolutely have to praise when things are going well, and we are looking better. We're looking much better. There was a lot of stuff I said after the Leeds game and during the week, and I wanted to see, and I'm starting to see it today, which I said that we needed to start seeing something by maybe the next game or the game after to show us where we were going to be, and playing Premier League teams. By the time we come to the Everton game, we should be pretty much 70% where we should be. So that's going to be good to see. But again, I agree. Playing Premier League teams is what we want to do, and so far we look miles ahead of West Ham. So I have to praise that. I hope Cheeto gets 20 minutes in this team. Cheeto, I agreed. But I think we've got to give him minutes. We didn't have another striker, so Xerxes, will we see him? I don't know. See if Xerxes is on the bench actually. Maguire. We're not going to see Xerxes because Xerxes is not even in the team yet. So Xerxes is still out. So I don't know what's going on there. So we've got. I'd love to see Kone. If I'm being honest, I'd like to see Kone in there. Obi. I don't want to see Shaw. I mean, I know we've got to give everybody time, but Collier again, if he can come in, it'd be nice to maybe give him another little go. Casemiro, we don't need to see him, do we? I mean, Mount, Maguire. I mean, the team on the pitch now is definitely what I want to see, other than maybe with a little bit of Obi in there, Leon as well. Give him some time. Kone. Mintatu as well. So I want to see us give time to those sorts of youth players as well. Love to see Kone one exactly, my friend. Danny B. Ugarte, his timing in second press and breaking ball. Yeah, exactly, Danny B. And this is what I wanted to see from him, because he was bought as a defensive midfielder, and that's one thing I would love to see him do, and he's doing it really well. His timing, you're right, his timing in that second press and then breaking the balls up, I think he's been brilliant today. I've been he's been the one for me that I've been impressed with. I've been looking at that position because that defensive midfield position for me is key, I think, for us this year, and this is his key year, so I'm really pleased already that he definitely looks better. Chief says slight improvement with the passes, presses, through balls and runs. I like the combination, the communication at the back too. And I agree, minor mistakes here and there, but major improvements. Chief, I think you summed that up well there, sir. I think you've summed that up fantastically. So, kicked off again. Let's have a little look. So, it doesn't look like there's any changes. No changes, I don't think. Okay, so there's no changes. Same team has come out, which is Manu. Manu's definitely getting legs into this game. I'm liking what I'm seeing here from him. I'm glad he's come out with the same team. So Heaven's got the ball again. Who's he got the ball to? Go on, Manu. Oh. Good throw in there by Dorgu. Rasmus, with his back to goal, he's got the ball there. And he's won a corner. So Rasmus there has done, I think, quite well. I don't see what else he could do there. He's won a corner. Come on, Rasmus. Rasmus looks lively. It's the best I can say. It's a nice quick corner there. Go on, Cunha. Crossing by Fernandes. Oh my God, fuck's sake. There's nothing that annoys me more than when you've got a corner, put the ball into the box. And this is one of those little freak things, and you can see it, but just get the ball into the box. I don't know what they were doing there. Go on, Cunha. Nice, great ball, great ball. Oh, it pings off him. The ball doesn't stick to Rasmus at all. Chilip plays. Hi, buddy. How you doing? Who's impressed me so far? Ugarte has really impressed me. Mainu's impressed me. Cunha's impressed me. Back. Euro, Delict, Heaven. Mainu's been good. Fernandes has been Fernandes. Hoyland is pretty much the same thing, mate. Yeah. But other than that, it's been a better performance, better than against Leeds. And I know it's pre-season, but I've definitely got to give it a much better, much happier. But it is pre-season. Stanley B says, yeah, catch you later, buddy. Have a good one. And yet, anyone who gives it a watch, a lovely thumbs up would be nice. It's free, doesn't cost you any money at all, and it does really help the channel. And obviously, of course, feel free to get into the chat and get involved. I try not to block people for having a different opinion, as long as we're all respectful in the chat. You know, let's have our opinions. Different of opinions are welcome here. You know, absolutely all good with that. I do not run a dictatorship. This is your channel as much as it is mine. Fernandes back. Go on, Fernandes. Oh, Fernandes should have scored. 1-on-1 with the keeper. Ahmad, Kobe. Oh, much better. Much better. Fernandes should have scored there. Bruno's gutted. There's a great ball. Rasmus. Oh, mistake again by West Ham. Fernandes. What's he doing there? Fernandes should have scored. It should be 2-0. Mistake by West Ham defender and 1-on-1, and he just didn't. Conviction by Ahmad. Short corner again. Not quite sure these short corners. Fernandes with a terrible ball. Great ball. Erasmus. Oh, go on. Oh, go on, Cunha. Cunha. Oh, much better. We're attacking again. So about the fourth attack. Fernandes. Great ball in. Oh, much better. Much better. Much better. Should have scored there. Oh, Delict's header there to the back post was fantastic. Absolute fantastic header to the back post there. Areola, what has he done? Honestly, the West Ham keeper was the PSG's keeper, right? And Areola, I don't know what he's done. He looks completely different. What a miss from Bruno. Oh, I know, Chief. I know. Cunha's kept that boy so strong. Great ball. Fernandes first. Oh. Go on, Dorgu. Great. That's what much better. Not a great cross by Dorgu, but I like that idea. United have come out again in this half. Much better. Cunha is something else. Cunha is something else. If you just tuned in or you don't know the score, 1-0 Bruno Fernandes via a penalty, but United are definitely playing better here. Cunha is looking good. Fernandes, yeah, typical Fernandes performance. Team-wise, if you don't know the team, Manu's won it back. What a goal. And it's Bruno Fernandes. Manu, great by Manu, finished by Fernandes. Fernandes. This is what I mean by Fernandes. He's so frustrating, but this is why he plays. Is because his numbers are good, and you can't deny his numbers. And just what a finish! I mean, sit me down, Fernandes. Frustrating player, but you gotta love Bruno. I mean, I just want him to do well. It just frustrates the hell out of me, but I want him to do well. But Bruno, what a goal, mate. So Fernandes with another goal, breakdown of West Ham defence, and Manu doing really, really good work, and Fernandes just with the sublime, obviously, really impressed. Fernandes, amazing. So that was a great goal by Fernandes. We've come out, we've scored a second goal. Manu again, he's grown it into the match. Fernandes just has that in his locker, doesn't he? So well done to Bruno there. Still frustrating me. I still don't think he's been one of the better players in the pitch, but we all know what Bruno does. Great ball. Go on, Højlund. Fernandes closing down. Yeah. Slightly late there by Bruno, but great goal. Great goal. Yeah. I can see if you're Ruben and you know you're not going to get another player to replace Fernandes, then there's no amount of money that can replace that sort of player if you can't get another player in. So I can see why he plays. Bruno's always going to divide players, but when he comes up with that, brilliant. Fantastic. Oh, they've done it again. Well done, Manu. Much better. Go on, Fernandes. Oh, unlucky by Fernandes. There's a little bit of a cheap foul, but yeah, but that's all right. Free kick to West Ham. United are playing much, much better. Same team from the first half. Same team from the first half there. Good ball across by West Ham. Yeah, if you are a West Ham fan, I've got a little soft spot for West Ham. I used to live pretty much quite close to Upton Park, so I spent most of my formative years around there. I could hear all the West Ham games from my window. Not being able to park down the street because of all the Hammers fans. So I've got a lot of time for West Ham. West Ham are not. West Ham look a bit leggy. I don't know how much pre-season they've had, but they've been so far definitely second best. A little bit of a spell in the first half, had their chances, but United are defending much, much better. Nice coming down the left-hand side. Oh, unlucky. That's a goal kick. Juf down that side. Looks like if he gets fit, he could be a handful, but managed really well there by De Ligt and Yoro. So I think that might be, I think that should be a corner. I think that should be a corner. Unlucky there. United were probably fortunate not to concede a corner there, but we'll take that. Yeah, Ahmad got a little bit caught out there. Don't think Ahmad's particularly strong as a wing back, so go on, Fernandes. I'm liking the pressing in this half. Go on, Cunha. Cunha is absolutely. So Tadibo, the centre back we're going to try to sign from Nice, Cunha has absolutely tormented him today. He doesn't know what to do with him. Cunha's just been his tormentor. Oh, that's Wan-Bissaka. He's coming down that right hand side now. That's a great ball by Wan-Bissaka. Delict. Easy. Delict. Who's grown into this game as well. He has definitely grown into this game as well. West Ham do look like they're out of ideas. They look leggy. Delict looking much better. Prefixing, by the way, that it is pre-season, just like I did against Leeds game when I said that we played bad. I have to prefix it as well when we're playing. We're playing well, but this is much better by United. This is what I wanted to see. Kobbie Mainoo, absolutely rinsed that West Ham player there. I don't know who it was. Rodriguez, Mainoo absolutely rinsed him there. Mainoo's grown into the game as well. Looking much better. Ugarte bringing his ball out. Go on, Ugarte. Ahmad hasn't really done a lot in this game so far. He's shown glimpses. Always wants the ball. Looking much better. Ugarte to Ahmad. Back to Delete. Great ball. Looking for Kobe. Sorry, they're looking for Dorgu. Rasmus just don't know what we're going to do about the striker situation. West Ham are having a little bit of a spell with the ball. They've all got back into position now. Oh, Heaven, a bit clumsy, giving that ball away there. Off. It's all right, a little mistake by Heaven there. That's Heaven hasn't really. He's been all right. A little mistake there. Did win the penalty, but just a little mistake there. Ahmad's not really been in the game. I think Ahmad will probably come off. I think. I wonder who's going to come on if we're going to. I should imagine we'll change him around about 65 minutes. Six people in the chat. Hope we're all doing really well. If it's the first time you've been here before, I'm JB. Always glad to have new faces here. I love different opinions. Get in the chat. I'm not a dictator. I as long as we're all respectful of each other, to get in the chat, give us a thumbs up. It really does help us do well. I do think our chat is some of the best on here. Great ball there by Dorgu. Back to Cunha. To Fernandes. Cunha. Oh, Cunha is so good with that ball. Fernandes again with a misplaced pass, but I get it. Ahmad, well won back by Ahmad. Really well won back. They are they are working hard. Much better. Getting that ball back. So they lose the ball, they win the ball. They've recycled the ball really well. Maine's doing really well. Dorgu, that's a free kick. I'm liking it. They're drawing fouls. West Ham don't know what to do right now. They have no idea what to do. Yeah, it's really much better performance. A lot more accomplished. To Cunha. Oh, Cunha really missed it. Come on, Dorgu. So West Ham have done well there to get that ball back via Wan-Bissaka by the old Spider-Man. Todibo, who's been absolutely destroyed by Cunha, has come out. West Ham are playing this ball down the left-hand side. United are on the hunt again with Rasmus. Rasmus chasing down the keeper. Now, Todibo he's done well there, to be fair. Souček's got it. He's going to look to put... so Bowen's got the ball through. Get him. And he scored. Bowen scored. And really well-timed run. And again, it's that little break. Heaven hasn't really had his greatest game there, and he's been a victim there of a seasoned Premier League forward player. Heaven should have got closer to him, but that's what happens when you come up against. That's what happens when you come up against a proven Premier League prolific forward player. It hasn't had a lot of the ball, but when you look at Rasmus and you look at somebody like him, he'll get a chance like that and he'll score, and Rasmus won't. And that's the difference between a Premier League proven sort of player, that forward striker that backs themselves, against a Rasmus who doesn't. And I don't want to be too harsh on Heaven there, but that's a little lesson for him there as well. So, and this is why you do have to take your chances when they come, because otherwise you get punished. So 2-1 now. Rasmus is fighting for that ball. So again, they scored a goal. It's one of those goals for me that's a bit like you. This is what happens when you play against Premier League teams, is that, and you've got proven Premier League scorers, proven Premier League good forward players. Maguire's coming on right now. The fact that Bowen's coming off pleases me but no, Luke Shaw's coming on, great. That was a go out of, United have obviously been on the front foot. Couple of chances, should have scored their chances, but that's a sort of Premier League. That's a Premier League goal where, even though you might have all the play, you can't help the fact that teams like West Ham are going to have goal scorers in their team and some really good players. Doesn't mean that we're playing badly. Heaven for the goal. Was he at fault? Should have got closer to him. Yes, but you're dealing with good players. So, not too many complaints about the goal, really. It is what it is. So, still lots to be pleased about. World class Shaw's coming on. Obi's coming on. Obi is coming on. Chido Obi. Come on, the Obi. We've got world-class Shaw coming on. Delict. World-class Shaw's about to come on. The manager's world-class. Rasmus Højlund. Unlucky not to score. But, I mean, I don't know what people think about Højlund in the chat, but Fernandes is off. I want to see now what formation that we play. So let's that 10 that's come off, they were better. See how much this changes now. All right, new team. So what have we got on now? We've got. I wonder if it's all changed over. Let me see what we've got. So we've got Maguire, Mount, Casemiro, Luke Shaw, Leon, Chido, Collier. I think that's most of them on. Todibo's having an awful game. Awful game by Todibo. We're not going to learn anything else from these players, but let's see. Maguire, Fredrickson. Go on, OB. They're still banging on. That's one thing that really bugs me about watching it on this United channel is they're banging on about how Casemiro looks fit. Who cares? Literally, who cares? They're banging on about how ripped he looks. It's embarrassing. Embarrassing. Luke Shaw's great apparently, even though Luke Shaw's been injured and stealing a living for the best part of 2 years. Good guy. Stops and says hi. Stops and says hello, you know. Leon, is that Collier? Oh, honestly, sometimes. So, Disallowed, I need to see something. He's a more senior player now, so we need to be something from him. It's Chido. Go on, Chido. Mason Mount. Let's see if he can stay fit for a game. I can't believe Mount wasn't. If you want to get into the chat and tell me about the number 7 shirt, Mason Mount wearing the number 7 just all day long, just nah, not for me. Much better. Get that down. Fletcher's giving the ball away. So West Ham are now going to let's come back into this game a little bit. That's a Bowen still on, I think. Is Bowen still on? Yeah, he is. Is that Paqueta? Maguire, good shot of Maguire there. So if you have just joined, oh, excuse me, it's a bit late. It's been a long old day. 2 goals by Fernandes. One was a penalty, and the other one was just a good pass by Manu outside the box. And as Fernandes does, he likes a shot outside the box. Todibo's just gone off. He's been absolutely destroyed by Cunha, so he needs to go off. And then I saw Bowen scored for West Ham. Is that sort of goal whereby it didn't look like they were doing much, but you know that Premier League sort of proven players combined, and Heaven kind of didn't get close enough, and he scored a goal. You know, you've got to get tighter than that to somebody like him. You know, any Premier League striker would have him on toe. So Heaven does need to learn to get tighter to the his man there, but it's pre-season, so need to boost him up a little bit. Go on, Cheeto. Oh, nice little footwork there by Cheeto. Nice. There he is. I genuinely can't believe that the commentators, one of their comments were how Casemiro looks fit. Is the fittest that Casemiro's looked. Embarrassing. Banging on about how ripped he looks. Even though he gets 350, 400k a week, he looks ripped. Frustrates me how this club works at times. United are trying to press, not pressing as well as they did in the first half. They're pressing again. Trying to win this ball back high. Maguire. Fredrickson. Nice ball by Fredrickson there. Casemiro might be ripped, but he's messed that up. Really misplaced pass. Basaka running at Leon. And Collier. Leon's done well there. Well done, Leon. He's done well there. Leon reminds me of those. Reminds me of a gangster from like Scarface or something. He looks like he's built already. It's not someone that you'd want to meet. Right. So it's definitely an inferior side compared to the first half. One of the things that already strikes me is that I'm not sure if we've got the depth. So, for example, Mainu look really well. Excuse me. Ugarte look really good. And if those two get injured, then who do we replace them with? A ripped Collier and a Casemiro who's ripped and looks fit. Let's have a look. West Ham looks better now, so Jif's coming down our right hand side. Paquetá's got the ball. Somebody who's creative. So Mason Mount needs to take the responsibility. That's a nice turn by Mount, but there's nobody there. Cheeto really needs to make a run. Nobody to pass that ball to there to get that ball down to. I think West Ham. What I'm going to be looking for now is what can this second team do? Can they replicate what the first team did? And can they consolidate? I think they'd be looking to consolidate this now. As much as this is a pre-season game, you don't want to lose them. And I'm now looking for the depth to see who can come into that squad. I think the squad we saw in the first half is pretty much the first team squad. And who amongst these can actually fill in and come in for that depth. Maguire's done well there to mop that up. World class Luke Shaw. Leon's gone back. Need to give it back to world class Luke Shaw. Gone back to kicking long balls. There he is. There he is. Luke Shaw. The world class Luke Shaw. Looking fit and healthy. Luke Shaw's got it. World class Luke Shaw's got it back. Collier. That's a nice little ball to Mason Mount, who falls on the floor. Go on, Maguire. Maguire gives it back to his old mate, Wan-Bissaka. Mason Mount giving the ball away again for the third time. Go on, Leon. Maguire giving the ball back to his own mate Wan-Bissaka, probably still thinking he still plays for United, and Mason Mount passing the ball and falling on the floor. I'm waiting for the commentators to put a positive spin on this. Their positive spin is this is James Ward-Prowse. This is his first free kick in the 78th minute. So Ward-Prowse on this left-hand side, on our left-hand side. Gonna curl this ball in. Good ball. Be in there. Well done, Chido. Well done. Well done, Chido. He's done well there. So I'd love to know if you are watching, what you think of the game so far. You know, there's clearly a drop in quality, I think, already. So when you're looking at the two teams, you can already see that there's definitely a drop in quality between the two teams that we played. I don't know what you think about that. If you think that actually, do you know what, some of these players can come in and do a job. Really impressed with the first half. Really impressed with, until obviously the change of the teams so far. I know they've only just come on the pitch, but even in the first half, you could see United players who came in the first half. I think this is Amorim's first team, and it showed. I'd love to know what you think so far, what you thought about. I mean, the rest of this game, I mean, for me is not a game, is it really? But the first half and the first 65 minutes is what I was really cared about, and I was really impressed. I'd love to know what you think or thought about the players who were on. So what you think about Cunha, Fernandes. Fernandes, for me, still, he's a very divisive player, but I cannot deny he scored 2 goals. Like, it's the same as last season. We still got the same team pretty much, other than a player where we finished 15th. Last season. I'd love to know now, if you've watched Leeds and this game, what you think. Love to start maybe getting some of those opinions in to what you think. Do you think that we can definitely improve on 15th? Do you think, I'm really disappointed that we signed another number 10 and Mbeumo can't play because he's not fit enough to get into this team. I think that's disgusting. Already, so I'd really love to know what you think about that, what you've seen, any of the players, who's impressed you so far. For me, Ugarte, I think, is really impressed. I think Mainoo's looked really, really good. Cunha's looked really, really good. But one player that I wanted to see improve, because of, for me, the midfield is so pivotal, was Ugarte, because we bought him last season. He didn't have a pre-season, and he's pretty much going to be there or thereabouts. And I wanted to see what he could do. And today's the first time that pre-season, but I wanted him to play well, and I thought he did fantastically well today. So Disallowed on this side loses the ball again. So for me, this is going to fizzle out, which is disappointing. It's almost like that. Other than those players who came in the first half, this side for me now playing is the epitome of I'm not interested. Like I can already feel myself just not interested in these players, other than OB, other than maybe some of the younger players, but the Luke Shaws, the Mason Mounts, for me already I'm just not interested in those players, and you can see the drop off outside of those players. So I think one of the takeaways for me is we need players, because the fact that Luke Shaw is still getting on this pitch, I think is criminal. You know, I don't think I can have this frank conversation now because this is the second half of the game, and for me, it's almost like the game's over. I'm not bothered about what these players can do in this half, other than these youth players. I'd love for OB to get a goal, but other than those, and this for me is now where taking notes is outside of those players we saw in the first half. The senior players like Mason Mount, Luke Shaw, Casemiro, world class Shaw, like the drop off is vast. So one of the things one of the takeaways from me from this game is abundantly clear. There's two things really. Is number one is we need more players. Is we need another midfielder. We need a striker 100%. We need a goalkeeper. But as this has shown, we're not going to get them in for the start of the season, and the standards now being set by Rubin means that they're not going to get into the squad. So even if we sign them now, they're not going to be ready for the first game. So even if you win this game, it's a really good break now by West Ham, and being there unlucky there, West Ham. What is really clear for me is that, and we can spin this game, and again, mainly look good, and all those players look great, but the fact that these players are still coming onto this pitch, Luke Shaw, we need more players, and that's the thing that I'm taking out from this game, is that first half I really like the look of the players, and it is pre-season, and it's really important that we get our players in, but the fact that Amarin hasn't got his players in for a pre-season right now, I think is disgusting, and that's one of the takeaways from me, is that let's not forget that this is the team that finished 15th, and all we've done is we've added one signing to this, and maybe a couple of players might start playing well this season. This second part of the second half for me is just West Ham really comfortable now. We're just putting some bodies in there. Wan Bissaka's is going to put this ball in the box. Yeah. They've kept that ball in. That's nice by Leon. That's a good ball up. West Ham look comfortable. The pressing from the first half, the power from the first half, that's all dropped. It is quite clear that the first 60-minute players, those are the players from the team. West Ham now look more comfortable. Paquetao's got the ball. Paquetao, nice by Paquetao. Well done by Maguire, standing up there. He's done really, really well there. West Ham are coming forward, looking for that goal. He's done well there, Maguire. West Ham now coming down. Left hand side. Into the middle again. West Ham now look really comfortable. West Ham's second half side is better than our second half side. So all that really good work, all that for me, it's now just falling slightly flat, just because we just know. Wan-Bissaka is. Tell you what, Wan-Bissaka just looks so fit. West Ham are now come. West Ham are at it. World class Luke Shaw gets it out. Well done there by world class Luke Shaw. Chilip says, who has disappointed you today? Ooh, oh, that's a really good question, actually. I think disappoint. Okay, this is how I'm going to answer the question, because I think disappointed would be a disservice to the players who play first half. What's disappointed me is Rasmus hasn't disappointed me, but what's disappointed me is that Rasmus is still Rasmus. Like, the thing that's disappointed me is that we're not changing the positions that we need to change, right? So, for example, Fernandes for me was doing what Fernandes does. Not disappointing because he's playing bad, but disappointing because I'm not seeing anything different from Fernandes, but he comes up with 2 goals. That's a Fernandes, right? I thought Ugarte was great. I mean, if I was going to say disappointed, I wouldn't even go as that far. I'd say Heaven, that was his first game. I'd probably say he didn't have his best game, but nobody disappointed me today other than Rasmus. Is disappointing that he's still doing the same things, not because he's been told to, but the ability isn't there. So the disappointing thing for me, there's 2 disappointing things for me today, is that Mbermo isn't there, because not his fault, because we didn't sign him in time and we haven't got a striker. And then if you're looking about disappointment, the third part to that is the team that's come out in the second half. It's just not good enough. So for me, it's not. I was actually quite impressed by the majority of the team, other than a couple of pre-season sort of things with Heaven. Heaven won a penalty, and then was he at fault for the goal? Probably not, but could he have got closer? But again, he's still a kid. The disappointing things for me are not on. I want the players, actually. They were. There's no depth in this squad, which is quite clear. The whole momentum. Imagine if this was a game against West Ham in the Premier League, and we're bunging on Mason Mount. Mason Mount in this 7 shirt right now is killing me. Watching Mason Mount in that number 7 shirt is just destroying me. Like, having world class Luke Shaw, like, playing, Casemiro still playing, those are the disappointing things for me. I can't. I actually have to give praise to the team in the first half. I thought everyone to a man, other than Rasmus, I thought played really, really well. Rasmus, again, it wasn't that it's not that Rasmus played badly. He's just limited in what he can do. And the disappointing thing for me is that we don't have a striker who can come on and score, and Rasmus be a backup striker. That's the bit for me. And maybe Obi not maybe like having a start, because I don't want to be a hypocrite and say I don't want to play Obi too much, because that's how you can end up destroying a youth player's career. But the second half for me, I don't notice these players. Like, I'm not bothered, and I think that's the disappointing thing for me, is the depth of this squad. I think for me, Garte was great. Mainu had a little bit. I thought he had a little bit of a slow start to the game, but grew into the game. Brilliant. Garte was brilliant. Cunha. Ahmad, a little bit disappointed in Ahmad, but again, he didn't really get the ball too much. When he got the ball, he looked like he tried to do something. So he was probably a victim of not getting the ball as much. Fernandes, more so a few things, disappointing things that he did, but he come up with 2 goals. So what are you going to do? You can't complain about a person who scores you 2 goals. So I think the disappointing thing for me is not necessarily the personnel in the first half. It's just the fact that we don't have enough personnel and we don't have enough depth. And the fact we don't have a striker, I think, is criminal. I think it's absolutely criminal. I think it's a disgrace. Really uneventful second half. You know, this feels like giving some players you just need game time, which is what it is, right? It's pre-season, but Mason Mount to Casemiro, to the ripped Casemiro. World-class Luke Shaw. World-class Luke Shaw. World-class Luke Shaw. Oh, world-class Luke Shaw. Gives the ball away. World-class Luke Shaw. And now West Ham are on a break thanks to world-class Luke Shaw, who can't run back. Bowen. World-class Luke Shaw gives the ball away. Too slow to run back. And Bowen has a shot. Binder is lucky that it was straight at him. Straight at Binder. So it wasn't equal to it. No, it was straight at him. You know, the commentators are trying to make a little bit more than that save. The Bowen shot was hard, but it was straight at a goalkeeper. So yeah, let's not be trying to make more than what it is, fellas. Ugh. The second half, what, 25 minutes, seemed much longer than the first 65 minutes. Amrin must be dreading it. One injury and he must be absolutely dreading it. The only thing I actually want to see Xerxes. I don't know where he is, but I want to see Xerxes. Martinez has to come back as well, so West Ham have been totally comfortable with the last 25 minutes. So there was a change around. 65 minutes, completely change a new team. If you know, the first half team was far superior. West Ham didn't know what hit them. And United have basically seen out at the moment. Yeah, it's just become a sort of, it's just become like a training game, really. Who can keep the ball? West Ham tried a little nibble, but so that's it. United 2, West Ham 1, second pre-season game. Bruno Fernandes with the first goal. Penalty won by Hayden Heaven, who basically got fouled by Areola, who basically missed the ball and took him out. And then Fernandes basically then just having a shot. It was a good shot. Mainu with the pass and then kind of having a shot from just outside the box. All in all, I think that the first 60 minutes was much improved. much happier with the game. I thought that, we could have been out of sight. I thought United were probably worth maybe 3 or 4 goals. Maybe I think that might be a little bit over egging it a bit, but I thought they were well worth their 2-0. What impressed me, I thought that the back three, Heaven had one of those sort of. He's a teenager, right? He's going to have a sort of up and down game. He wasn't bad by any stretch of the imagination. He was solid, given his age. In terms of a display, he learned from that. So Bowen, the goal come from that. We attacked. They broke through, 2 Premier League, West Ham experienced players. So Souček got the ball to Bowen. Bowen then goes down. What he does best. You don't get close to him, and he bangs in a goal. So that's almost like a typical Premier League sort of goal. You can't really do much about that unless you get really, really close and you're a bit more experienced. So not a great goal to concede, but you're going to face that a lot. Those are going to be quite a typical goals that you're going to see scored. Euro was great. De Ligt was good. I thought that Dorgu had a solid performance, really quick. Defensively, I think he needs to learn a little bit defensively. I think him and Heaven down that side, similar to him and Shaw. I think once they get that locked down, I think he'll be a lot better. Ahmad, to be fair to Ahmad, didn't really get the ball a lot, but once he then did get the ball, I thought Ahmad looked to do stuff with the ball. His movement, there was a part in the first half where they could have scored and it was offside, where Ugarte recycled the ball from a Fernandes pass, beat 2 players. Ugarte then put the ball through to Ahmad, who was just slightly offside, and it was first time finish. So as a move, I thought that was a fantastic move. Ugarte was assured, confident. He looked really comfortable. That's the Ugarte that I thought we were getting last season with a pre-season, and if he doesn't flatter to deceive, and that's the Ugarte that we get. I'm excited to see that. Mainu grew into the game. I've got a little smile on my face. Mainu grew into that game. Mainu looked like the Mainu of the season before last. Strong. Ugarte looked really strong as well. Really good with the ball at their feet. Mainu went down at one point, and then around by about 3 or 4 plays, got up and then moved that ball. His passing with the ball at his feet looked great going forward. So, as that strong box-to-box midfielder, if he's going to be used as that, I think there's something there. And Mainu, I think Mainu has to play this season from what I've seen so far. Powerful, really good with the ball at his feet. Cunha, excellent. Cunha's decision making is good. He's great with the ball at his feet, recycles the ball really well. Can run between men, gets the ball back. When he loses the ball, looks to get it back, runs deep, supports. Everything you sort of want from that combative sort of number 10. And he brings people into play, and you can kind of see that. Fernandes is a difficult one for me. I mean, if I was scoring him out of 7 as a performance, you'd probably give him a 7, but then he scores 2 goals and you got to give him a 9. But it wasn't a 9 performance. Like his decision making is not great. He gives the ball away too much. He wants to shoot from 25 yards. There was a part in the first half where United were working the ball around. They're doing really, really well. Nobody was getting into the box, and he gets it just outside. And guess what he does? He has a shot. Like he's, but then you score 2 goals. You score a penalty, and then he scores a goal from outside the box. So for me, he's a really, I think he's a divisive player. I think his numbers, you can't argue with his numbers. You can't argue with him, but I still find him a very frustrating player at times. But his numbers don't lie, and he's going to play. So, and then you get on to Rasmus. Rasmus had a good start to the game. 51 seconds into the match, he had a shot. I mean, he used his pace well. Had a shot hit the post, but other than that, I don't know if it's if he's been running into channels. And I know that's what you want your strikers to do, running on the last shoulder of the defender, but not really spinning around, ball not sticking to his feet. Rasmus doesn't seem to get in those natural positions that strikers get into, that good strikers get into, and is able to spin off and have the ball stick to your feet. He doesn't seem to have that yet. He doesn't. I can't. It's so difficult to put a name to Rasmus. When you look at him, he needs time, and he's still not. He runs and he works hard, and you can't deny that. But he just doesn't look a threat. So Ruben was saying that Rasmus is a threat. He's a threat because he's a pain in the bum but you never feel when he plays on the last man or when he spins the last man that he's a threat. If I was West Ham today, even when he run through, I never felt he was going to score, and he had a shot that come to him in the box or just outside the box, and I never felt he was going to score it, and I just don't feel that we're a threat with him. But other than that, again, to temper expectations, this is still a pre-season game. We just about won it. The 65 minutes after that for me was just, I turned off completely, really. You got world-class Luke Shaw, come on, he looked awful. Mason Mount didn't really do a lot. The plays that came on second half are not exciting plays. They clearly don't fit into what it is he's trying to do, but he needs depth. And ultimately, this can be for tomorrow. I'll make some notes about it. I've got some notes and we can talk about it. But ultimately, I think the biggest disappointment for me in that game was the depth really of the team. And that's still the lack of players. And Burmo was nowhere to be seen because he's not fit enough. You spend 65 mil, or you agree 65 mil on a player, and he doesn't play. So Chief Herb says, King Sir Lord MBE Maguire, the GOAT. Do you know what? Maguire, again, he does a job, doesn't he? Maguire just, not exciting. You know what you're going to get with him. Probably was the best player in that second half. He knows what he's doing in that back three. I have to say I didn't notice that last 25 minutes. I just switched off completely. You know what you're going to get, and these players just what you're going to get from them, and that's just the really sad thing, really, is what you're going to get. So we could bring this into tomorrow's show. I think we can talk about this tomorrow and get back on it tomorrow morning, and we can kind of discuss on the fallout of this game. But much better, definitely encouraged by the team in the first half, other than a couple of small little pointers are much improved. Temper it with his pre-season, as much as I said after the Leeds game, it wasn't great. We were a little bit drab, but it was a pre-season game. I thought 65 minutes we were brilliant, much better, but let's temper that. Again, is pre-season, and we can only play what we got in front of us. So let's see what tomorrow brings. I'll be interested tomorrow in anyone who's seen the match, and we'll get on and debate it, and we can talk about it. And so I'm going to go again. Thank you for those in the chat: Tulip, Chief, us, Danny B, who else is in here? Wayne, Fraser. Fantastic. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for those who've watched. Thank you for the likes as always. Amazing. It means so much to me for even one person to know that I'm not watching this on my own. And we do this together, and we get through this all together. So I will bid you good night, and wherever you are in the world, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and we'll catch up tomorrow. So thank you for being here A United win is always good. 2-1 pre-season has started. So let's get on it and see where we are. So I will bid you farewell, and I'll see you very soon. Take care.